Hello folks, welcome to Growth Grad. In this video, we are going to take a look at audience research, which is the third U of our 3U research framework. If you haven't checked out the video related to 4 phases of performance marketing, I highly recommend. I'll maybe add a link over here or in the description. But for now, if you're on this video, let's take a look at audience research for performance marketing without wasting any more time. So here it goes. What we will see in this video, we will know what to learn about the audience, how to use AI for audience research. We will again take a real world scenario. And apart from everything, I will also recommend you certain books which have helped me in terms of understanding more about marketing, audience, and what to talk about, right? When it comes to talking to the audience. So we'll cover those books as well, right? Now, why does audience research matter? Well, if you're into marketing, if you're into performance marketing, right, you will see consisting of two words, performance and marketing, right? So in performance, we are going to cover many things in this channel related to Meta, Google, LinkedIn, whatever. But marketing is one thing that you will learn, of course, from the videos that we put out, but also with experience, with learning from books, etc. Right? So, through this marketing experience, you will learn about speaking to the right person, speaking about the right thing, speaking at the right time, right? That's how you'll be able to use every research that you do in the copywriting lessons, right? And you'll be able to write creative messaging, you'll be able to write ad copies which will convert. Because no matter how perfect campaign structure that you have, if you're not having the right message which hits the right target audience at the right time, you will not get a lead, you will not get a sales. That's the reality, right? You can be as fancy as you can be with your max CPC bids and manual and automated bidding and everything, but if your messaging and audience research and all these things are not in place, it will not work, right? So that's the marketing part of the things that we are learning in current videos. And this methodology or this logic I don't have today because I'm teaching you, right? I've been having this from 2023. As you can see over here, it was around 3 years in my career, and I was doing outreach to land some clients. And the client asked me, "Can you share some sample of any framework which separates you from the rest?" Right? You will see I have mentioned the exact same thing. At that time, it was not just performance marketing, it was like entire digital marketing. So I told him that I read it as two words, digital and marketing, right? And there was a framework I was using at that point of time for lead generation companies. Now it has just matured, right? With another 2 years of experience layered on top of it, right? So you also start viewing these terms as two terms: digital marketing, performance marketing, email marketing, growth marketing, right? The last part of marketing is going to be common, is going to be related to the things that are fundamentals: digital, performance, etc. Sectors change, right? Marketing is going to be the same. Cool. All right. What you are going to do, look for when you're doing audience research. Right now, we have established why audience research is important, how it is a important part of marketing, not just digital or performance, right? So, what are we going to look for when we are doing an audience research? Well, we are going to take a look at pain points and goals, right? What pain points they are having, what goals they want to achieve, objections and hesitations that they might be having to purchase your product, right? And by the way, everything is related to your product and brand, right? Not like in general their life goals or something. Sorry. Psychological triggers that you can utilize to generate that lead or generate that sale with your copy, with your creative, with your messaging and everything. Channels where they hang out. So you can decide the platform. We will have a separate video regarding deciding the platform also, so we will cover that. And language patterns, so what are the words that they use? See, because when you are doing marketing for a brand, right, we have taken an example, but I'm just talking about it in brief right now. When you have taken a brand, you may not be an industry expert over there, right? So for example, right now I'm just a customer of this mic company from a very broad lens because I want to record these videos. But just imagine if you were a brand company which makes mic, I'm only going to be a very small percentage of your business, right? Maybe musicians or recording studios. And these guys will have much, much, much more technical knowledge of this mic than me, right? I may be saying, oh, it has a this muffled sound thing, etc. They will have a particular name about it. Now, if you're a marketer for that brand, you need to be aware of these terms because that's the language your customers speak, right? And that is the voice of the customer, right? How we will pick that, we'll see in the example. But before that, these are the tools and websites and apps that we broadly use for doing audience research. You can add more, you can add TikTok, you can add other social media channels, etc. But these are the things that I broadly use, right? Reddit being one of the kings of all, GigaBrain is basically a tool which helps you scrape Reddit in a way based on your query. It's an AI based tool. Then you have Trustpilot where you can scrape reviews, positive, negative, neutral, whatever it is for your and your competitors, right? So that you have an understanding of what's really working for your brand, what's not working for your brand, right, in terms of negative reviews, and what is the same case for your competitors also, right? So you can pick these words, you can pick these themes to develop your ad messaging. Instagram and Facebook comments and organic content, right? Let's say you are into bohemian fashion, right? So if there are creators creating bohemian fashion content, then what's really working? What are the people commenting about? Or apart from that, if you're running ads, then what people are commenting in your ads? That is something that becomes like a information for you to take and use that information to create new messaging that you can test. Same goes on Facebook. SparkToro is an AI-driven tool, but if you're working with clients or projects which are in UK, US, and Canada, then you can use it. You just need to type certain keywords that your ideal customer might be looking for, and it will give you a very detailed answer depending on the plan that you have taken. It's a very good tool I use for my US-based projects. Then we have YouTube. Over YouTube, you can take a look at review videos, right? So, for example, I think in the competitor research video, we took an example of Secret Labs. Now, Secret Labs is a chair company, right? And these chairs are costing more than $600. Now, if somebody is spending $600, they will go and take a review of these chairs, right? They will take a look at YouTube reviews, etc., and they comment over there. So if you're a chair company yourself, then you can actually take a look at these comments. What are people liking about that review, right? What liking about their chair? What are people hating about that chair or not liking or want more clarity about, right? These are the things that you can take a look at. You can in fact take a look at that review video by itself and understand what are the key things that the person is talking about, right? So that you can pick that in your messaging. And G2 is a SaaS B2B platform review and that kind of a tool. You can also take a look at it if you're into B2B. Amazon reviews of your products, right? Amazon has an AI summary of reviews as well. It gives you those highlights as well. I have taken screenshots. I'll show it to you. That also becomes a very good gold mine for you to pick these words, to pick these messaging ideas, right? Twitter, X now. So it's very polarized. You will find things which are very extreme on either ends. So take everything with a pinch of salt, but definitely you can find some good hooks over there, right? And as you will see, ChatGPT is at the bottom. So what I typically do is take all the information from the tools and the social media websites and apps that I've mentioned, and then trickle it down into GPT to create a structured format. For that, I use prompts and I will share those prompts with you in the coming slides, right? So, real world example of Wise Life. So, why Wise Life? Most of you don't know, but I'm also training to become a yoga teacher. So, Wise Life is something that I was very interested in because it blends my marketing skills and yoga interest together. So, I thought that I'll make an ICP for the same. And secondly, I understand that language, so I'll be able to pick out those keywords and give you as an example in this one. Cool. Let's get started. Amazon reviews. So what I did, I mean, this is just an example, right? So it's not a very exhaustive thing. But if you are working, let's say, with Vice Life, then scrape the reviews, right? Go into details. I have just taken like top two, three, five reviews, but you can actually go into detail. You can use all those reviews to find insights. There are multiple product categories as well inside Wise Life, right? I've just taken it for yoga mats. You can do it further for different kinds of products as well. But boiling it down to one thing, which is your audience customer persona, right? So over here you will see the customer says part. It's basically the AI summary of the entire reviews section, and you can see people talk about keywords like quality, design, yoga mat quality, slip resistance. Now, slip resistance is a word. If you're not doing yoga or something like that, you can imagine how like we can slip. But slip resistance as a keyword, right, is something that you can only understand if you know the customer, if you know these reviews. Then comfort, thickness of what? The mat, right? What happens if it is too thick? What happens if it is not that thick, right? How it impacts the body, right, when doing asanas. So all these things you will understand only when you do audience research. Value for money, size, right? Now size also, like if there is a standard mat and if you're above, let's say 5'9" or 5'10", your legs may go out while doing certain asanas, right? uh, Typically shavasana. So you don't want those things to happen, or you want to actually utilize them in your messaging to be clear with your customer, right? It will convert people better if that is a pain point. Like for example, for me, if I take a standard mat and I lay down over there, my legs or hands or something will go out. So if Wildlife were to create a product which is a bit more longer, and if they have that messaging for longer people, for taller people, then I'll be more than happy to become a customer of them, right? Because that's a pain point that I'm suffering with. Now, one thing that I would mention over here is take the negative reviews also, take the positive reviews also. We don't want things which are just very beautiful looking or something like that. We also want to take things which are related to the negative part so that we can use that as handling the objection, right? Because generally this is what the objection people might be having. Yoga mat too heavy to carry, right? So you can add a layer in your messaging that a portable, like yoga mats that are very portable in nature, right? Yoga mats are portable anyways, but if the person has mentioned, and you can actually see over here, one person found this helpful. So you can take an objection and call it out, right? uh, Something similar to what Eminem did in 8 Miles, right? He said all the negatives in things in the rap battle, so the other person had nothing. If you've not watched 8 Mile, watch it. It's a good movie. Same goes over here. What are the positive things that we keep? Cleaning is a breeze, right? So if people are thinking about cleaning their yoga mat, of course there is sweat and everything. They want to clean it. They want it to be ready for the next yoga session without a lot of hassle. There you go. You have an ad messaging over here. So we take these reviews. You can also go to Trustpilot if there is any. If you have your Shopify store, then there. If you are using tools like Judge Me or something, you can scrape those reviews also. If you are having Google My Business listing, let's say you are having an offline outlet as well, you can take those reviews as well. Get reviews because this is your customer giving you a real time feedback, right? You don't want to miss a drop of it. Next, Reddit. So these are certain screenshots from Giga Brain, right? The Reddit tool, and I just simply wrote best yoga mat. That was the query that I wrote in the search bar. It's very straightforward. I think I have that open. Wait. Yes. So best yoga mat, and it gave me like all these things related to the same AI answer and everything. There is a pro mode as well, which you can take a look at. But for now, this is what we are looking at, certain screenshots, because I found them interesting. So what is the best yoga mat you have experienced? Hand slip on every mat that I've experienced. So again, sweat a lot, hand slip. These are the keywords that you can pick and you can create messaging. Like these are basically pain points, right? Life for me, I think it's a US based brand. So you can actually go and study their marketing messaging also. If you're in US, then you can take a look at it as a competitor. And if you're in India, you can take a look at it as an inspiration, right? Now, over here, as you can see in this line, I use this for my Vinyasa Hatha and Ashtanga flows. Now, if you're not into yoga, you won't have an idea of what these guys are even talking about, right? That's why audience research and voice of customer is really important, right? So you can have a messaging like a yoga mat for your next Ashtanga session, right? So if I am an audience, and if I am really interested in yoga, and if there is a normal ad versus an ad talking about Ashtanga yoga, which is a subset of yoga, which is a way of doing certain yoga, then it will grab my attention immediately, right? And that's what you want. You want my attention to sell me in the first place, right? Then it's a non-slip, soaks up as much sweat as I can, but I can hear it dripping. Then this person talks about smell, right? You don't want the rubber to smell. So this is again a very good pain point and a thing that you can address in your ad. That no matter how much you sweat, it's easy to clean and the mat won't smell because I mean, frankly speaking, yoga is a practice where you focus on your breath, right? You're consciously focusing on your breath. Now, if you're doing that and it smells really bad, it won't be a very nice experience for you, right? So you can actually take these things as an inspiration. Then best hot yoga mat suggestion. Now, I don't know about hot yoga to be honest. So whatever this hot yoga is, it is again like a keyword. If people are over here, also somebody mentioned, yeah, for hot yoga. So you can take that as a keyword if it is really popular. Now, one thing that was very interesting for me to see over here is that while these were in subreddits related to yoga workout, yoga, or something like that, this one, if you see, the subreddit over here mentioned is buy it for life, right? So, what can you take away from here? People want to invest in a yoga mat, which is something that they will do once and they want to keep it for life, preferably. Of course, things may go bad and they may have to reinvest in another one, but their intent right now is to buy it for life, right? So if you can create your messaging related to that, and of course like back it up if it is there, or you can add a warranty layer, like we'll learn about certain things like this in one of the offer related videos. But then these are the things that you have to pick up. If you don't pick these up, your offer creation, your ad messaging, your creative strategy, everything will be weaker versus a brand that has done all these things. That's why it's really important to spend some time over here, right? Again, we take these reviews, we take data from all these different platforms, your own ads, etc. Gigabrain did it, and what do? We pour it into ChatGPT. This is how, right? Imagine you're a direct response copywriter for Vice Life. Imagine like, here is the company website. You're trying to reach more people who are interested in yoga, like giving a very broad information and just asking it to simply say yes if you got it. Then in my second message, I personally found some unique points related to Vice Life. So first is founder story, Shark Tank presence, took some of their reviews that I was very interested in, some negative, some positive, and I created a long message and I fed it to GPT and again asked it to say yes if it understood. It said yes. Then I gave it a prompt that here's the task for you now as the performance direct response marketer. You want to write high converting ad copies, but to do this, you need to understand your target audience in a better way and create an ICP. What will this ICP contain? Target demographic, target psychographic, sex, energy, persona, personal belief, goal, aspiration, problems that they face in daily life, which Wise Life can help with. All the things that we talked about in the list, apart from the observational ones, which you will have to observe while doing the research, and with respect to our brand and the product, right? Not in general, right? So you take that, it will give you an answer. You can then further layer it with a layer of competition. I'm adding over here. Why do I add this? Because I also want a unique positioning right there. It's not like I am going to have like a very unique yoga mat, right? Frankly speaking. So my yoga mat needs to have a different connect with the audience pool as well, right? So what do I do? I told it that there's a Bold Fit, Techo Fit, Lifelong India, online. I mean, these are the few brands that I was able to find. But if you really go into deeper research, then you can add more and more over here. And so we asked our customers how many products are presented to them before us. Frankly speaking, if you just type yoga mat and you visit any website, you already know it. You go on Instagram and you'll find 5 to 6 more different brands attacking you for the purchase, right? So that's the imaginative scenario that we are trying to give to ChatGPT over here, that it's not just our brand, people will be seeing many brands. So we need to carve a different positioning for our product, right? So that's what I'm trying to do with this message. Uh, what are the main concerns that ICP must be having to, which stops them from buying from us? Objection handling. Now, breakthrough advertising is a book. According to inside that book, there are 5 performance that a product does for a audience. So I ask it to break down Vice Life's product and messaging and everything related to that. Then I use a concept in a book called Cashvertising for psychological triggers in this prompt. And last prompt is just like a summary prompt. And once I did gave it like a summary prompt, this is what it replied. Right? It already knows about the ICP, product understanding, brand USP, positioning, competitor landscape, objection, triggers, performance layers. Right? From breakthrough advertising. Now, are you curious to take a look at how this document looks? So we'll just see it. Yeah. So this is the ideal customer persona with target demographic, target psychographic, sex, energy, persona, belief, goal and aspiration, daily problems that Wise Life can help with. Then brand positioning differentiation versus other brands, key differentiation factors which Wise Life can own. Right, so you can. It's not like a document that is like go to for you. It's basically a list of ideas and tests that further with now you have all this data in front of you. Now you can read and create something much more wonderful versus just taking a look at certain reviews or not even having everything anything in the first place, right? So these are the things that you can use. Positioning statement, objections, right? Is the quality really good as it looks? Is this worth the price? Will it be comfortable for my practice? What if I don't like it? Can I return it? What will this suit my yoga level? I have never heard of Vice Life before. It looks great, but will it last? Right? These are the exact things that we picked in very small nuances. ChatGPT with the prompts that I gave you. Of course, I have worked on these prompts, and I have also borrowed these from many people I don't even know. So thank you so much everyone who contributed to this. How is this different from Tego or Amazon Prime Mat, etc. Right? So these are certain objections. Then 5 performance offered by Vice Life: sensory performance, emotional performance, functional performance, social identity performance, psychological performance, right? And then psychological triggers: desire for comfort and avoidance of pain. Right? People will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. Vice Life application: remind them that discomfort of poor quality maps, slipping, knee pain. Like if you slip during your yoga session, it can be really painful, right? Chemical smell while doing a very gentle breathing movement, wasted money at the end of the day, right? Desire to feel attractive, aesthetic pull. So designs and everything, right? Desire to belong, be understood. A position Wise Life as a brand created for seekers, by seekers, for seekers, right? So people may be taking a look at yoga as a very fitness-based activity, but there will be some serious people who are taking a look at as a whole thing, like just the way it is taught in the Indian tradition. So you can actually call them out. Like if you're a seeker, then this is the brand that you should associate with. And then of course, as a brand, whatever you want to convey. So again, you have this document. Now just imagine every time you want to create an ad or think of something creative, you have this document in front of you. How many ideas will be popping in your head? You don't even work for Vice Life. I believe some ideas are already there in your head. Heck, Chat GPT has given you some ideas already, right? So this is how we are constantly using, by the way, with our agency, clients, and everything, we are constantly using AI. Not just that makes work easier, but it is helping us get into more details of stuff, right? And deliver more quality to our clients. So that's why we are bringing this knowledge to you. Now, book recommendations, breakthrough advertising, cashvertising, these 2 books that we already used in the prompt. Influence and Oligui on advertising. If you read these 4 books or any one of this book, right, to be honest, much better, much better. You will be covering that marketing platform, performance plus marketing, digital plus marketing, right? So, what is your homework? Pick one product or one brand, create a document like this, find three audience insights or more using AI. Now you know, right? And then order and read one of the books that I recommended over here, right? Just do this. You'll be in a much better place for anything that you want to do related to performance marketing in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like and share this video so that it can help and reach more people like you. And comment if you found anything interesting, or if you want to share or add more into this video. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.